The town of Jim Thorpe is nicknamed the Switzerland of America. It is considered to be the gateway to the Poconos. Mauch Chunk is an Indian name which means sleeping bear. In 1953, Mauch Chunk officially changed its name to Jim Thorpe. After he died in 1953, famous athlete Jim Thorpe's widow offered her husband's name for the town in exchange for a memorial to be built in his honor in the township. Jim Thorpe was named ABC's Wide World of Sports Athlete of the 20th Century, among his many other honors. The depot is a former Central Railroad of New Jersey station. In 1976, it had over 300 properties nominated as Mauch Chunk Historical District. In the 1870s, this area was a popular train excursion destination, and still is, because of the natural beauty of the region. It is nestled in the side of the Pocono Mountains beside the Lehigh River.
Burial site of Jim Thorpe across the river and the east side of town. The town of Jim Thorpe sits quietly on the banks of the Lehigh River and looks much as it did 150 years ago, when carriages clattered down the streets, train cars trucked along its steel rails, and barges floated down its river.
As we leave the station, we can see that there were many more tracks in this location at one time. The Central Railroad of New Jersey went from Jersey City to Scranton, Pennsylvania. The Central of New Jersey tracks parallel the Lehigh Valley line from the Hudson River to Scranton. Lehigh Valley took over the trackage in 1972 after the Jersey Central went bankrupt in 1967. Individuals have purchased old cabooses and are restoring them. In the 1970s, railroad fortunes declined and the Central Railroad of New Jersey and the Lehigh Valley lines merged. In 1976, the lines were absorbed into Conrail. In 1996, the Reading and Northern became a key player with the purchase of the surviving lines to Scranton, Pennsylvania. The Lehigh Valley Railroad was incorporated in 1846. Its primary function was to carry anthracite coal. The line was completed in 1855 from Mauch Chunk to Easton on the Delaware River. In order to ensure its future, by 1893 the railroad owned or controlled 53,000 acres of land to be used for coal mining.
Prosperous shipping towns in our country. Tower posted April 1950. Just on your...
Old PQ Tower is situated at Nesquehoning Junction. This tower used to guard the busy junction where Nesquehoning Valley Branch and the yard joined the main line across from the area known as Coalport. In the Lehigh River are many people experiencing a whitewater rafting adventure.
A walkway also occupied an opening of the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway in 2004.
Here's 2004, we arrived at Shenandoah Junction at 12:19. We're out now with 711, right? Okay, 7.
This bridge passes over the Norfolk Southern Railroad lines.
Yeah, okay.
A Norfolk Southern General Freight passes us at Glen Onoko. passenger coaches on this train were all built in the 1920s. The train moves slowly along the tracks in order to allow the passengers time to see and appreciate the views in their natural beauty. The long continuous turn at Oxbow allows us to take pictures of the front end of the train. The Lehigh River makes a nearly 180-degree hairpin turn. This is called Oxbow as it flows between Summer Mountain and Penhaven Mountain. The tracks follow along the banks of the river. Oxbow is the northernmost point of the Lehigh Navigation Canal, which was built to ship anthracite coal by barge downriver to Philadelphia in the years before the Civil War. The canal was wiped out in the flood of 1862. After that, the Lehigh Valley Railroad and the Central Railroad of New Jersey did all the coal hauling. The Lehigh Valley Railroad called itself the Route of the Black Diamond. The hiker bike path follows along the former Central New Jersey right-of-way. The tracks were taken up to make room for the recreational path. At Old Penn Haven, the train comes to the end of its 8-mile ride.
Conductor to the 426, about 3 cars, over. One car. Another half. And one more 426. Okay, you're boarding up 426.
The engine will be uncoupled from the train. After switching the turnouts, the engine will be run around to the other end of the train for the trip back to the town of Jim Thorpe.
Conductor to the 426, your line to get back into the main door. Conductor, the 426, handbrake is released on the caboose. Okay, back, over.
Between the trees, you can see the Lehigh River as the train travels along its banks. Engineer Jack Barnett frequently toots his horn to greet the whitewater rafters in the Lehigh River. Back in Jim Thorpe, we see one of the Reading and Northern green and yellow diesels. There are spectacular fall foliage rides given by the Reading and Northern Railroad in October. Almost everyone likes horses. They draw a crowd. White horses with a white wagon is a nearly irresistible combination. After the train ride, visitors can take a pleasant carriage ride through the quaint narrow streets of Jim Thorpe. Kyle Hops is the driver of the pair of 2,000-pound dapple gray Percherons. The horse on the left is 12-year-old Tux. Nitro is on the right and is 11 years old. We hope you enjoyed the tourist trip on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railroad. Thank you for riding along.